This lesson we're going to be looking at how to use very simple string functions. So we are just going to be looking at upper, lower, char, ord, and also len. So we're going to keep things very simple, but hopefully you get to see how we can use functions with strings. So what we're going to be looking at is upper and lower, so how to make some text uppercase and lowercase. Going to be looking at len, which is a super useful function, and also we're going to look at char and ord. Now, just to be kind of nice and clear, upper and lower do work very differently to len, char, and ord. So we're going to look at how that kind of works, and also what the use cases of each of these are. Okay, so let's look at upper and lower first. So here I've got 3 examples of using the upper command on the exact same text. So we're just going to see 3 different ways of doing the exact same thing. The rationale behind that is, well, you can code it in whichever way you wish to, but also to actually properly understand it, you need to see more than one example. So here I've got a variable text. Okay, so nice and straightforward, just got a variable hello in it, so the string hello in it. And then what I've done is I take the name of the variable, full stop, followed by the command upper. Notice upper has an open and closed bracket afterwards. Okay, so what that does is it applies upper to the text hello. Okay, so that's what's happening. Okay, so the format of it, and we'll look at this in the next slide, is always going to be the string, full stop, the command. Okay, and this is for upper and lower. So let's look at the next one. Here we've got this string directly, so I haven't even bothered creating a variable for it, and then I put dot upper, and then I print out. So remember when you got things in brackets, okay, you always do the inner stuff first. So the first thing it's going to do is realize, oh, I've got a string here, brilliant. Okay, then it's going to do the upper, so it makes that uppercase, and then the print will print out, well, whatever upper has produced, which is the uppercase hello, and then it prints out. Finally, what I can do is I can make that text upper, so it's still using this text up here, this word hello. Okay, it then makes it upper and then assigns it back to itself. So it's basically overwritten the original lowercase text with uppercase. So now the variable text has the capital hello into it. Then it prints that off as per normal. So that's really brings up to one last point before we move on, is that both example 1 and example 2 here do not change the variable text at all. Okay, they don't change the underlying text. That text is not changed. What's happened is it's used that text to produce a brand new string. Okay, so it's creating a new string each time. Okay, so example 1, it's created a new string. It's used the old string text. You called up on it, create a new string, print a new string out. This one takes the text hello, turns it uppercase, creates a new string, prints that out. Here, it's used the original text, makes it uppercase, creates a new string, assigns it back to itself, so now it overwrites the old value. Okay, so that a lowercase hello is now gone off into the ether, and we can then print it out. Okay. Hopefully you kind of get that. So when we use upper, it creates a brand new string, not overwriting the old one. Okay, it's a subtle little point, but it's actually really, really important. So let's explore upper and lower a little bit more detail. So I'm going to turn this X into uppercase. So I'm going to take the name of the variable that stores the string. I'm going to put a full stop. Then I'm going to put the command upper, and now I can run it. You see, I get the output house in uppercase. Now if I go x.upper and then do dot lower, I'm going to get lowercase. Now you're probably wondering what has happened. Well, let's follow the command through. I'm going to start off my string, and I'm saying to the string, okay, make yourself uppercase. Then I'm telling that uppercase string that's being created to be lowercase. That might seem a bit odd, but let's actually see what's really happening. So I'm going to do 2 commands. I'm going to go print x.upper, and then I'm going to print x. So the first command, as we know, that's going to make it uppercase. So what's X going to print out? Let's see. I see it prints out the lowercase version. The reason why is because when I make X upper, I'm not actually changing the original text. So this variable here has not been changed at all. What's happened is it's returning a brand new string. So I can create a new string like so. And then I can print that out. And you can see they are different. I can show the difference as well by saying if Z is equal to X, print yes, else no. So even though I start off with the same string, what up has done is it's completely changed it. So you can see it says no. So I've got a brand new string when I produce that. So up and lower can be used by putting a name of the string followed by a full stop followed by the command. I can do that directly to a string as well. So I can go, I don't know, something like this. And what will happen is it makes that string. Yes, so don't actually have to use a variable directly. I can use a string directly as well. So let's look at the next command. Okay, let's look at len. So let's go print len of x. That gives me the number 5. So what len is short for is length. Can't write. It's short for length. Now you notice straight away that when I do len of x, it looks very different to what I did before. So what I was doing before, I had x.upper, but I don't necessarily use len the same way. As you can see, if I try to do x.len, I get an error. It says no attribute len. Now you're probably thinking, what on earth does that mean? What it's saying is strings don't know how to do that. The len function can be used on strings. Like so. So you put the name of the string inside it. So we end up having two ways we can use these string functions. The first way is to put the string as a parameter. And the second way is to put a full stop followed by the commands. Now you just have to learn which way around these things go. Just to give you a little bit more insight, why do we not have len on the x? Well, the reason for that is because I can count the number of something in other things as well. Okay, give you one quick example. Imagine I had a list. Okay, so let's go p equals 1, 2, 3. I can also use len to count the number of items in my list. Now, I know we haven't really looked at arrays and lists yet, but hopefully you can get to see the idea that len can be used for strings, but also can be used for other things as well. So far we've seen 3 commands. We've seen upper. So let's say I've got a string like this. We've seen upper by putting the name of the string or the variable holding the string, full stop upper, or full stop lower, and that is going to turn it uppercase and lowercase. I can also find the length fit by putting len followed by the name string in the parameters. So there's 2 different ways I might use these string functions, okay? Either having a full stop followed by the commands, or by having the command and putting the string inside it. So what we're going to look at is the next 2 commands, which is going to be using the same method as len. Okay, so we're going to be passing through the string as a parameter. And the ones we're going to look at is something known as ord and char. Now, how does this work? Well, ord, if I pass through a letter like A, capital A, and press run, what it does is it gives me a number. Let's say I did that again, pass a different letter through, I'll get a different number. If I pass through another letter, I'll get another number. what this is the ASCII value of that character. Now it's very important you only pass through one character. If I try and pass through multiple characters, it's going to give me this error. It says odd expecting character, but string of length 3 found. So it's telling me I'm not allowed to do that. I can only do it on a single character. Remember, a character is one letter on the keyboard, whilst a string is multiple ones. So that's what odd does. Now, if I did lowercase c, so I got 67 for uppercase C. If I run that again, you'll see I'll get a different number, which is 99. The reason for that is because uppercase and lowercase are stored separately in the ASCII table. That allows me to use capital letters and lowercase letters in my Word documents when I'm typing text messages and things like that. Because remember, all that stuff we type in the computer has to be saved in a file, stored in memory, etc., etc. So I can also store exclamation marks. So if I did odd exclamation mark, I'll get 33. I could also do things like a colon, get 58, and so on and so forth. Char, on the other hand, will do the reverse. If I did char 58 and press run, you see I get the character back. So what char does is do the opposite of odd. Okay, odd turns it into an ASCII value. Char will send it back into a character. I can mix this up with my loops as well. So, for example, let's say I've got some text, maybe the word hello. Then I might use a for loop to loop over it, and then I might go print odd of x and press run. And you see that gives me the ASCII value of each of those values. Maybe I want to do it the other way around. Let's say I started off with the number 65. Then I ran a while loop. So while x is less than, I don't know, let's go 80. Then I might go print char of x equals x plus 1. If I run that, well, you see I'm now getting letters in the alphabet. What's happening? Well, 65, as we saw above, if I maybe run this again, do order capital A, you see it gives me 65. So I'm starting at 65. So when I go print char of x, if I put 65 in here, I should get a capital A. Exactly what I get here. So that's the reason why I'm getting capital A as the first one. And then adding one to x, which gives me 66. And now I've got B. So it allows me to go forwards and backwards between ASCII values and characters as much as I want to. I can use this to help me maybe do some more complex code like Caesar Cipher, which is going to be the focus of the activity that I'm going to get you to do later on in this video. Okay, your task is a bit more of a challenging one this time. What I want you to do is have a go at writing the Caesar Cipher. Now, what is a Caesar Cipher? It's really dead easy. So imagine I have got a letter A. Okay, and I want to hide that. I want to encrypt it, and I want to encrypt it by shifting the letter up the alphabet a little bit. Okay, so imagine my key is size 2. What that means is I'm going to shift it twice up. So I'm going to shift A twice. So it's going to shift to B, then shift again to C, and C becomes the new version. So A with a shift of 2 will become C. Same way as B would become D, C would become E, and so on and so forth. So that's what I wanted to code. I've written a shell for you to have a go at. Don't worry about this being perfect. It's not meant to be. What I want to do is to turn the letter into ASCII. So I've got a for loop which is going over each letter in the message. Turn it into ASCII first, okay, using the odd command. Add on the key which we've inputted as variable. then turn it back into a character using the CHR command, and then store it into this string called result. Okay, then it will print out the end, and you should see the encrypted version of your message. Have a go at that. The answer is coming up. So pause the video, have a go at it, and the answer is coming up. So let's go over the answer to this. So the first we need to do is turn the letter into an ASCII value. So I'm going to just call this value equals ords of letter. Now, because letter is going to be a single letter from the message, and remember it's going to go each letter at a time, that will work fine. Then I need to add it onto the key. Well, I'm going to have value equals value plus key. So literally it's just a simple addition. Then I'm going to get the encrypted version, the encrypted letter, which is going to be CHR of value. So I'm going to turn that value with the key added on back into ASCII, and then simply result equals result plus encrypt letter. Then when I run that, it will ask me to enter key size, let's say 2, my message ABC, and my answer is CDE. Okay, so that's how you'd work it out. Now I can obviously make this a bit simpler, or a bit shorter, shall I say. So I can work this one out here by going straight there, so I don't necessarily need to do a separate line. Also, I don't necessarily need to do this on a separate line. I can just simply replace the value here. So I don't necessarily need that. And then finally, well, I could also replace that with that. So I can simply just do all of that on one line. Don't need that at all. So I can do it in a single line. And just for fun, we can simply go plus equals that to really simplify this code down. I did it a long-winded way to show you guys because I think that's better and more understandable. This way is just a lot shorter, but this is exactly the same thing.